So, Mr. Rockefeller, tell us a little bit about yourself and your life story.
Myself, one of the greatest men ever to walk the face of the earth. Father of modern American commerce and the king of capitalism, Mr. Monopoly himself.
Okay, Mr. Rockefeller, tell us a little bit about your childhood.
I was born long ago, in 1839, to a con man bastard father. My mother was a devout Baptist. She taught me how to be thrifty and save from a young age. My family was huge.
So, Mr. Rockefeller, you were a bookkeeper, correct?
I was. That was my first job. I acquired it at the age of 16. I now refer to that job with loving tenderness as Job Day!
Mr. Rockefeller, sit down. You're 100 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Pile A. And, here's your pay for the day.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, I love Job Day. I love it more than my own birthday. I celebrate it each and every year. I made only 50 cents a day. Imagine what I made after that.
So, Mr. Rockefeller, tell us about your trials and tribulations in the Standard Oil Company.
Well, after brutally buying out my brother and his friend's company, Rockefeller and Andrews, I went on... See over there? Those are my two friends, Rockefeller and Andrews, brother. I'm about to take the money, and they aren't gonna do nothing. Hey, give me your shares. I'm gonna break your fingers.
It will not happen!
Any last words, brother? Went on to found Standard Oil Company. This lasted from 1870 to 1897. It was the most successful oil monopoly ever to see the face of this country. The reason it was so successful, you see, was because instead of drilling for oil, like the rest of those rats in that time period, I focused only on refining, which no one else was really doing. Refining, for you idiots at home, is the process of removing impurities from raw oil and making it viable for transportation uses.
So, Rockefeller, you've cut a lot of flack over the years. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, men have called me shady. They've dared to call me shady. I prefer to use another S word. Scrappy. That's my business. That's how America used to run. I pushed for deals on the transportation railroads, which I eventually owned. I undercut other competitors viciously because they didn't have the balls to stop me. You don't go from having nothing to owning 90% of the oil business like I do unless you're willing to compromise on a few morals. I do it all again. That's what I have to say to my competitors and naysayers. That's what I have to say. That's the reason it's 2017 and I'm still here and they're all dead.
Rockefeller, you gave a large portion of your wealth to charity. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, my good man, I did in fact give the majority of my wealth to charity. The majority of it, you see. That is a fact about me 100% true. I would say the reasons for doing this are twofold. One, out of the great goodness of my thimble-sized heart, but the other is far more practical. The publicity that comes with being a beautiful philanthropist. Giving dimes and nickels wherever I walked, showering the poor with the goodness of my benevolence. This is publicity that one cannot buy, and it advertised my company and gave us the ethos we desired.
So, Mr. Rockefeller, tell us a little bit about your faith.
Well, I, as an active member of the Eric Street Mission Baptist Church, I was devout, in fact. Just like my mother, she had a great influence on me, unlike my bastard father. I taught Sunday school. I even did janitorial duties for a show. I was very, very active in my local community through the church, and I helped to inspire young generations to be great like Jesus and me. As the country's first billionaire and the richest man in history, I had to leave my mark on the city that I loved. I established Rockefeller Center, which is an ice skating rink, business center, everything that you could possibly want in a city. It also has one damn fine Lego store. After my death, I went back and visited, and I was very happy with what they did with the place, especially the Lego store. Yes, I'm very proud of my beloved Rockefeller Center.
So, Mr. Rockefeller, tell us about your death.
I was very surprised when I died. I never drank, never smoked, never vaped, never did the greasy grass. Yes, sir, I was very surprised. I died at the age of 97, which has always irked me. I had an aspiration to live to 100. I was so damn close. I died in Ormond Beach, Florida. It was a bad day. I remember it like it was yesterday.
John D. Rockefeller is my name. Monopolizing oil is my game. Not many people can do what I've done. Conquered all the oil companies, every single one. People say I'm a robber baron, that's untrue.
Okay, Mr. Rockefeller, tell us a little bit about your childhood.
I was born long ago, 1839, in upstate New York, Richford, New York.
So, Mr. Rockefeller, you were a bookkeeper, correct?
Yes, sir, I was. At the age of 16, I got my first job at a bookkeeping firm. And
So, Mr. Rockefeller, you were a book collector, correct?
I was not a bookkeeper.
So, Mr. Rockefeller, your first job was as a book correct. How much did you get paid in your first job?
I don't know. Yes, sir, I do love job day. I love it more than my own birthday, in fact. I was a keeper of books. I kept the books. I'm sorry.
You've got a lot of flack over the years. What do you think about that?
Men have said that I'm shady. I prefer to use another S word. Take your hand out of your pants.
Rockefeller, you gave the majority of your wealth to charity. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, sir, I gave the majority of my wealth.
Mr. Rockefeller, tell us about your death.
I died at the age of 97. It's always irked me. I've always wanted to be 100. I was so damn close. It also irks me because I never drank.
So, Mr. Rockefeller, tell us about your death.
Well, I was very surprised when I died. I never drank, never smoked, never vaped, never did the greasy grass.
I'm a robber baron, that's untrue. This is the reason that I got sued. I lost my companies, my fortune and my wealth. I'm aging and starting to lose my health. I lost my company and it's a shame. It was a bad judge and I had a good claim. When I entered, there was no